Let's begin to take these metaphors apart. Let's examine them. Let's begin with the metaphor of being rooted. Again, we're dealing with agriculture. The first metaphor we're going to deal with is when Paul says that they should be rooted in the love of God. Now, Paul here is telling us that there are aspects of our lives which, spiritually speaking, are like plants. Plants need roots. God wants us rooted in His love. Paul here is saying that there are aspects of our life which are similar to plants. And God wants the plant of our life rooted somewhere. Well, where does He want us to be rooted? He wants us to be rooted in the love of God. Let's consider some of the characteristics of roots. First of all, very few people are interested in roots. They're not very attractive. They're sort of like the least attractive part of a plant, and they're not generally seen, and they are usually taken for granted. But although they are unseen, they provide two things. They provide stability and they provide nourishment. Roots are a vital part of every plant. And the soil of God's love is just right for you to be rooted in. Your roots, through being planted in the love of God, will receive all the water that you need. They will receive all the nutrients that you could possibly ask for. And yet, this soil, the soil of God's love, is strong enough that depending upon how you put down your roots, you will be able to withstand the trials of life. You will be able to stand in the midst of adversity. This soil allows the water of the Spirit to reach the deepest, most essential extension of the roots of your life. This soil provides the roots of your life with the type of stability that you need. These roots provide balance, these roots provide strength, and these roots are to be firmly planted in the love of God. Being rooted in this love is key to being fruitful. You are called to have your roots spread out in the breadth of this love. You are called to have your roots going down as deeply as possible into this love. Now, when you consider roots, these are living things. Roots grow. They are strategic. These roots grow around obstacles, or they break through hard soil. These roots are looking for something. These roots are questing for nourishment. These roots, as they quest, provide stability. But these roots are living things. There's an aspect of your life which is to grow into the soil of the love of God. Now let's take a look at this other metaphor, being grounded. Being grounded in the love of God is speaking of resting upon a foundation. Depending upon how deep a foundation is, depending upon how wide it is, that will determine the size of the building which is erected upon that foundation. Consider your lives. What type of foundation are you being built upon? How deep is this foundation? How strong is this foundation? To what lengths does this foundation extend? You are being built upon an extraordinarily huge foundation, and that should be a hint to you about what it is that your life is going to be like in God. This foundation of the love of God is so strong, why there is nothing stronger. And this foundation is something upon which you can rest. Here, Paul is telling us that there are two aspects of knowing the love of the Messiah. One has to do with questing. One has to do with resting. It's not all search and it's not all rest. You need both of these things to be going on in your life. And God will give you this understanding as you continue to pray to Him for this empowerment of the Spirit to come upon your innermost being so that you might have the power to grasp the love of Jesus together with every true believer, and that you will be rooted and grounded in this love. I commend this prayer to you. Use this prayer. Pray it with understanding. Begin right now.